building my dream home and homestead from scratch, bit by bit, showing the ups and the downs. And I feel like I've learned a trade secret that is gonna make my life so much easier when it comes to finishing. I could just go ahead, insulate these walls, and get it drywalled easy peasy. But this really caught my eye on Instagram. I've actually seen a lot of tilers use wall flattening shim kits in order to make your walls perfectly plumb, your showers square, in order for tiling to be easier. So for this room, this is the shower. Just like a really efficiently designed bathroom to fit in laundry, toilet, smaller shower. And so this wall needs to be shimmed, this wall, and because we need to do this section of the shower, this whole wall needs to be done. This is the easier of the two rooms. And these are the foam shims going all the way up to a 1/2 inch. They're color coded and you just PL them to the wall where you need them. First things first is to mark all the studs with laser level at the same height and make sure you know what those measurements are for when you go to do the wallboard. I'm basically gonna do the top and then at 12, 24, and 36, and then 48 for the first sheet. And then the bottom sheet gets cut off a little bit, but it'll be about the same. The ceiling board is 5/8, so it'll be 12 and 5/8. Of course, if you were doing this every day, it would be smart to set up like a post for every single height, so you don't have to keep measuring down, but that's not the case here. This is gonna be a pain having the sheet of drywall end right here. So if you're wondering how I screwed myself over for drywall, it's wherever I put nail plates at 48 inches from the ceiling down. Like that's right where a seam lands. What a huge pain. Honestly, maybe I can just go vertical in this room because that's been quite the difficulty. But shimming this wall out should be okay. Now that the walls are marked, the next step is to set the laser approximately 4 inches from the base plate off the wall. So you measure 4 out from this side, 4 out from the other side. Set the laser to that so that your laser is parallel with your base plate. And now you find your point that's the farthest out of the wall. This is likely going to be somewhere where there's a nail plate or a stud that's warped or I don't know, blocking that got in the way. Spot right here seems to be the worst spot. So everything gets shimmed out to this. So I set this spot to 0 and then the rest of the wall gets shimmed out. Like right here. That gets shimmed out with a white, I think. And that gets shimmed out with a red. And this isn't sponsored, by the way. It's just like a product that I found and I wanted to use it. And I'm using a bottle of PL construction adhesive to glue them on. And then you have to press firmly to get to your desired thickness. I feel like I used way too much. Just like that. Easy peasy. So from what I could find, this foam shim kit seems to be a one-of-a-kind thing. But I've also seen tilers online wet shim their studs where they put like a compound on and then put their sheet of drywall up. And then you use a level, kind of squish it and push it in the right direction to become plumb and straight. So I'm curious, have you done that method before? And do you think shimming the walls before tiling is even worth it? The biggest wall is done in here, and honestly, I'm really happy I'm doing this. Even just in this one spot, this is our high point, this nail plate here. There's like a pretty big difference between this stud and literally the stud right beside it. From this nail plate, I had to shim this stud out 5/16 of an inch. That's almost a 3/8 difference between this spot and this spot. And from this spot to this spot, it was a 3/8 difference. So even just in the shower area, this is completely worth it. This room is officially done. This wall was kind of nice. It only needed 1/16 of an inch shims and some spots didn't require anything. I'm learning that I should basically measure out the whole wall, mark on the wall whether I need white or red or yellow, and then just put all the shims up. It's a little bit quicker. And now we are on to the master bath. This room is gonna be a lot more work. I have to do this whole wall, that whole wall, and this whole wall, because basically this half of the room is getting tiled floor and walls. And so you do want like the rest of your room to be plumbed with it, unless it's like not that much of a difference. Like if it was just a 16th or like an 1/8, I wouldn't really bother on this half. But if it's like varying wildly, I'll just do the whole wall. Also got the light in. I was just testing it out. It's a little bigger than I thought, but it looks good. Can't wait to get all of like the colors, get it bright in here, to have a home again. All right, I've run out of PL and I've run out of time, but most of this wall is done. I'll be able to insulate it tomorrow without having to fuss with like the wet PL, and I just have to do this side, but it's already insulated, so that makes my life easier because I can just do it in the morning and I don't have to worry about when it's gonna dry, because it'll dry by the next day when we do drywall. Officially done, shimmed, ready to go. The only thing is I probably should have found some sort of adhesive that works on plastic, because some of them are falling off. So I'm hoping, I don't know what I'm hoping. I don't know. Like, just fingers crossed that when we go to put up the boards tomorrow, they don't just like fall off. Maybe I need to go get some plastic adhesive, I don't know. And on to interior wall insulation. There's a lot going on in here. This is probably gonna take a bit. Cut everything out, get it around the wires. But luckily this white insulation is pretty good. I like it. No time like the present. Craig's coming tomorrow to help me board in here. Well, this room is almost done. I actually haven't put this 12-footer of drywall up in the other room, so I can't really do that quite yet. I'm gonna move on to the master bedroom, get that all insulated, and see what I have left for time by the end of the day. It's 76 degrees in here, and I'm wearing a sweater, and I'm so excited to be done with the insulation for the day, although it's not completely done, but it's done for right now. Oh, sweaty, 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 sweaty. I think it's time to try to get this board up, or at least get it ready. That way I can finish off the insulation before Craig gets here. We don't like to keep him waiting. I'm pretty proud of myself. 12-footer by myself on the ground without a lift, obviously. It's just a little tricky to do because you kind of have to go back and forth and balance it, but it's doable by yourself. I would say with a lift, most drywalling is doable by yourself. Obviously having a second person there is beneficial, or else I'd be at drywalling for probably 2 months. Officially done insulating this entire house. And I got to use my scraps and my leftovers that were gonna end up in the landfill. Time to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I enjoyed the evening, but I'm alone for a bit now. And while I was chatting with Cam, I told him about the issue with the foam pieces coming off. And he said, why don't you just like throw a pin nail in there or something? And I was like, smart, but I feel like the pin nail will go through it. So I actually have these nails with the like flat head. I'm gonna nail them into place, and then that way the foam shims stop falling off, because all it needs to do is stay on there, and then the screws are gonna go in and secure them anyways, but I don't want these foam shims falling off while we install the drywall, because things are gonna be shimmed wrong in certain places if I do that. It's time to get drywall in here. Craig is en route. He's just picking up a 2x4 for something I need to do and some more smash plates. There's a few things left to do. Like, I took out the 2x4 that was in here because it was pushing the ABS like past the wall on the other side. That blocking is supposed to be there for the toilet paper roll. And then I had one more in here for the towels. So I'm hoping to quickly get that sorted. I think that'll work. It's a little tight, but luckily my shim is a little further out than it, so that's good. And Craig is here and I'm not done per usual. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Peachy keen.
Oh, peachy keen.
I come bearing gifts.
Thank you.
And treats.
No treats.
No, I brought you a treat.
Is it a pineapple?
I brought you a treat. I think you're gonna love it.
I've been doing no treats.
Tangelo.
Tangelo. That's delicious. Thank you. I love fruit.
You're welcome.
I was wondering if you were going to bring me a fruit, honestly. All right, one more block. Blessings. Blessings to your family.
You're blessing yourself?
Yeah. We are ready for another day of boarding.
Back to the board.
Ceiling first?
No, let's do the floor first.
Everyone's gonna say you're doing all the heavy lifting. He came on my video, watched 2 minutes of it, and said, of course, you say DIY builds and you have men doing all the heavy lifting.
I'll cut it, and then you can lift. You get talking away, and then you forget your damn number. There, right there. Can you hold it off?
Yeah, I am. So how much do you hate my drill? Because
I hate your drill. That reefs your wrist. Big time.
yeah. So it's not only me. Have you
No.
seen me in the videos where my wrists
Yeah.
go?
Yeah, I think I just broke something.
And I forgot. I need my drill and my battery.
Yeah. You help me get it up into the flat plane and sort of into where it's supposed to go. And wait, hold it. Okay.
Did we do it right?
I don't know.
Yeah, we did. Holy moly.
Looks like I just tell me what to do. That's awesome.
It's taken a while for us to get our groove. It's almost 1. It's 12:42. We're gonna have a quick lunch break. I'm gonna have my
Tangelo.
Tangelo. That's good. I like that.
They have a nice sweet taste.
Like a sweet and tangy. Tangelos. It's getting everywhere though. So we have all of the big boards up in this room. We're gonna do like pieces here because that's behind the laundry, and then whatever we have left over for here. But we're strapped on time and I can do those small pieces by myself.
Yeah, we didn't kill each other.
Yeah, no, we're behaving well today.
We're on our best behavior.
I don't think we can say that word on mine. We didn't.
We weren't at each other's throats.
There we go. We ran out of screws and we ran out of time.
I don't know how to walk and talk at the same time.
You
I haven't
can't do
learned
that?
skill.
Well, we got a decent amount done, but I'm surprised
Yeah.
how little we got done. And I think it's just because there's so many little cutouts in these small rooms.
There's a lot of notching and tighter fitting when you do a bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
So-
and you're working with a heavier board with 5/8 board. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
Everyone say thank you, Craig.
Adios.
Bye. And now I am back at it alone. You may have noticed throughout this video that there was different stages of mudding, and you've already seen the living room primed. And that's just because I'm trying to make the most cohesive video that makes sense. So a lot of the work was done before I even got my third coat of mud and my primer on. And the day you're watching right now was actually only 4 days before I posted this video. It's official. All of the boarding is done now, which is great. And I think this paid off pretty well. Everything is plumb, like, you know, within a 16th, I would say. That's gonna make tiling so much easier. There's still like a little bit to do. I do have to figure out an access panel for here. I think the tub comes to like here. And so what I would like is for the access panel to be below the tub. I mean, you can move, I'm pretty sure you can move the tub out of the way. But anyways, like you would just have to move the tub out of the way, the clawfoot tub, in order to get here if you ever needed to access that. But I need to figure out what kind of access panel I can get before I drywall this. That's a little overwhelming. One step at a time. Pretty much all the boarding is done though, so that's something to celebrate. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think those shim kits are a good idea? Would you prefer to wet shim, where you like put, you know, mortar or whatever it is on the stud and then level out the board? I think that requires a lot more skill, whereas the foam shims, being able to take that laser level and make the entire wall flat without having to fuss with it too much, I do think that is pretty cool. And I feel like this is like an up and coming thing that not a lot of people know about. So since I predominantly worked on bathrooms this week, I'm gonna give you a little bathroom tour. So you're in the entrance, the toilet's here, the sink and vanity is here, and there's gonna be a big mirror and 2 sconces beside it, and it's gonna be one of those medicine cabinet mirrors. I'm gonna have floating shelves above the toilets and maybe one big one across the top for storing things like towels. And then I'm either gonna do like shower curtain like on either side here, and then you can just step over the little step here, or maybe I'll make this entire space into like a wet floor that drains into the shower. Let me know your thoughts on that. And then there's gonna be the shower here. This is like the handheld one, obviously the faucet above, and we wanted the handheld one just in case we got a dog one day for easy washing. So either the curtains or it could be a glass partition with just like an opening. And then at the far end in front of the window is going to be the bathtub. I'm going for white walls, other than over here is going to be sage green tile on the walls, and then kind of a marble-ish looking floor, but more with warm tones with gold flecks in it. And then all of the faucets are brass with probably a wood vanity. And then the other bathroom, we have sink, vanity, another storage mirror, toilet. There's gonna be floating shelves here as well. That's why I have an outlet up here actually, so that I could plug like a diffuser in, especially for when guests come over. We have the shower. I was originally thinking like a glass door, but I just think it's gonna be too big and I think it'll hit the toilet. So I might just do, you know, nice shower curtain. It's pretty spacious, I've got to say, for it being a small bathroom. Got a little niche over here, and then right over here is going to be a 2-in-1 washing machine. Not a stackable washing machine, a 2-in-1 ventless. And so these are becoming more popular because they're so space saving, and they've come out with some really good quality ones too that work very well, that are now highly recommended. So that's going to be on the lower portion, and then up above is going to be storage. So for now, literally what we're going to do is just get the washer and dryer in there, but eventually we might actually do some sort of door and enclose the entire thing, you know, like a cute bifold door maybe. All of the storage is hidden really well. And then the colors for this room, I'm going for like an orangey terracotta. So I think because it's so small, we are going to keep the walls light and maybe do the terracotta on the floor or in the actual shower. So that'll be really fun. Oh, and brass fixtures for the shower and for the sink. So there we have it. Let me know if you like me doing these kinds of tours of like the vision of the home, because we're getting to the fun stuff. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, comment. I'll see you next week.